Ancient empires that once ruled the world, now nothing but ruins. But what if their fall wasn't just due to war or invasion? What if it was a series of mistakes, ignored warning signs, and a refusal to change? Welcome to another eye-opening episode where we explore the lessons of history that are too often overlooked. Today we're diving into the rise and fall of great civilizations and why the warning signs are eerily similar to the challenges we face today. From the towering pyramids of Egypt to the mighty walls of Rome and the bustling cities of the Maya, these civilizations thrived for centuries before collapsing. Why did they fall? And more importantly, are we repeating their mistakes? What if we're heading down the same path as ancient empires? The warning signs are all around us, and yet we're ignoring them. The Egyptians, Romans, and Maya were once unstoppable, but they fell slowly, then suddenly. Now, as we face environmental destruction, political instability, and economic turmoil, we must ask, are we doomed to repeat their mistakes? Time is running out. The question is, will we wake up before it's too late, or will we become just another chapter in the history of fallen empires? The glory of ancient Egypt. The ancient Egyptian civilization is one of the most influential cultures to have ever existed, thriving for over 3,000 years along the life-giving Nile River. Known for their awe-inspiring architecture, including the iconic pyramids, and their deep understanding of science, mathematics, and medicine, the Egyptians made remarkable strides in many fields. Their religion was at the heart of their society, with gods and goddesses governing everything from the heavens to the afterlife. The civilization developed a unique system of writing known as hieroglyphs, and their art and culture reflected a deep respect for their pharaohs, who were believed to be divine beings. The fertility of the Nile ensured that agriculture flourished, and Egypt became a hub of trade, culture, and innovation. The fall of an empire. Despite its brilliance, ancient Egypt eventually crumbled under a mix of external and internal pressures. Foreign invasions were a major factor in the decline. The Hyksos, a group of Semitic peoples, first conquered Egypt around 1700 BCE, introducing new weapons and military strategies. Later, the Assyrians, Persians, and Greeks, led by Alexander the Great, would further weaken Egypt's power and independence. These invasions disrupted the once stable social and political order. On the internal front, Egypt faced growing political instability. Over time, the power of the pharaohs weakened, leading to a series of short-lived and ineffective rulers. The economy, which had thrived on the Nile's agriculture, began to falter due to mismanagement, resource depletion, and corruption. Additionally, Egypt's religious transformation, including the brief but significant monotheistic revolution under Pharaoh Akhenaten, disrupted traditional beliefs and practices, leading to social unrest. As Egypt's unity eroded and its power waned, it ultimately lost its status as a dominant empire. The rise of other civilizations and the gradual fragmentation of its once centralized government led to its downfall. The glory of the Maya civilization. The Maya civilization, flourishing between 2000 BCE and 1500 CE in present-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador, was a highly advanced society known for its remarkable achievements in mathematics, astronomy, art, and architecture. The Maya built impressive cities like Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza, which were filled with grand pyramids, temples, and palaces. Their knowledge of the stars was extraordinary, as they developed complex calendars and accurately predicted celestial events. The Maya were also pioneers in written language, using hieroglyphs to document their history, rituals, and important events. Their society was deeply connected to religion, with the belief that their rulers were divine intermediaries between the gods and the people. The fall of the Maya civilization. The decline of the Maya civilization remains one of history's great mysteries, but it can be attributed to a mix of environmental, political, and social factors. First, environmental degradation played a significant role. The Maya practiced extensive agriculture, but deforestation and soil erosion from farming may have led to crop failure and famine, weakening the civilization. As their cities grew and resources became strained, the environment could no longer sustain their population at the same level. Additionally, the Maya faced political turmoil. Powerful city-states often waged war against one another, leading to instability and the eventual collapse of some cities. As resources became scarce, rivalries intensified, and many of the great Maya cities, like Tikal and Copan, were abandoned. The breakdown of trade networks further contributed to the decline as economic systems that supported the cities collapsed. Lastly, climatic changes, particularly prolonged droughts, leading to a severe water shortage that crippled the Maya's ability to sustain their urban centers. Together, these factors led to the eventual downfall of the once great Maya civilization, although some smaller communities continued to thrive in the northern Yucatan long after. The glory of ancient Rome. The Roman civilization stands as one of the greatest empires in history, spanning across 3 continents at its peak: Europe, Africa, and Asia. Originating as a small city-state in Italy, Rome grew through military conquest, strategic alliances, and a sophisticated system of governance. The Romans were pioneers in law, engineering, and architecture, leaving behind iconic structures like the Colosseum, aqueducts, and roads that are still used today. Roman society was built on a mix of republican values and imperial power, with their legions being among the most disciplined and effective military forces ever. The Roman legal system, particularly the concept of Roman law, laid the groundwork for many modern legal systems around the world. The fall of the Roman Empire, the fall of the mighty Roman Empire, was not due to a single event, but rather a combination of both internal and external factors. External invasions were a major contributing factor. Barbarian groups like the Visigoths, Vandals, and Huns relentlessly attacked the empire's borders, eventually leading to the sack of Rome in 476 CE. These invasions weakened the Roman military, forcing the empire to spread its resources thin to defend its vast territories. Internally, the Roman Empire faced political instability and economic decline. The once strong political system was marred by corruption, power struggles, and a lack of strong leadership. As the eastern half, known as the Byzantine Empire, additionally, economic troubles such as high taxes, inflation, and a reliance on slave labor contributed to the weakening of Rome's economy, further fueling social unrest. Ultimately, the combination of external pressures and internal fractures led to the fall of the Western Roman Empire, marking the end of an era that had dominated the known world for centuries. Common factors leading to the downfall of civilizations: environmental degradation. Egypt, Rome, and the Maya all suffered from mismanagement of resources. Deforestation, soil erosion, and overuse of land led to agricultural collapse and strained their environments. Political instability, weak leadership, corruption, and internal conflicts weakened all 3 civilizations. Egypt faced power struggles, Rome dealt with political infighting, and the Maya were plagued by constant warfare between city-states. External threats and invasions. Each civilization was vulnerable to invasions. Egypt faced foreign conquests, Rome fell to barbarian invasions, and the Maya were affected by threats from neighboring societies. Economic decline. All 3 empires suffered economic problems such as high taxes, inflation, and reliance on slave labor, which led to financial instability and the collapse of trade systems. Call to action. If this episode made you think, even just a little, then don't let it stop here. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that like button, subscribe for deeper dives into history and humanity, and drop a comment. Do you think we're repeating the same mistakes? Let's start a conversation before it's too late. The past is trying to warn us. Are we listening?